Hello everyone, welcome to Geeky Nerd. Today we will begin a new aptitude topic called time, speed, and distance. Before moving into the video, I hope everyone would have become thorough with the averages and the ages aptitude topics. The topic of time, speed, and distance has been divided into six parts for the convenience of the listeners. If you have not seen the videos about averages and ages, click on the card or the links in the bio to watch them. In this video, we will be discussing the introduction and the basics of time, speed, and distance. Like, share, and subscribe the channel for more interesting concepts and shortcut methods for solving them. Let's move into the video. So before proceeding with the basic concept, formula and solving problems related to time, speed and distance, we need to be aware of certain terminologies. Understanding these terminologies would help us in solving the problems swiftly. So first of all, what is meant by distance? It is defined as the length traveled by an object. For example, if an object travels from point A to point B, then the length between point A and point B is referred to as distance. That is, the distance will always be calculated when an object moves from one location to another or from source to destination. The unit metric of distance is meter or kilometer. Next is time taken. The duration at which the object travels from source to destination is defined as time taken. Its unit can be expressed in terms of minutes, seconds, or hours. After knowing distance and time taken, we need to be aware of the most important definition related to the topic, that is speed. Speed is defined as the rate at which an object moving. So it can also be defined as the distance traveled per unit time. So since it involves distance and time, the unit metric of speed involves both the units of distance and time. Therefore, the unit metric of speed can be defined as kilometer per hour or meter per second. The final terminology which we should be aware of is average speed. Let us consider this situation. We are set on a journey from Chennai till Goa. So this journey will be split into different parts. So these different parts can have different distances, different time, and hence different speed. So at this situation, we may be asked to find the average speed of the entire journey. That is average speed of the individual parts of the journey. So this average speed is defined as the distance traveled in a given period of time. It can also be defined as distance per time ratio. Since the average speed also denotes speed, the unit of average speed remains same as kilometer per hour or meter per second. Let us see how to convert the speed from one metric unit to another. So, whenever we solve any aptitude question regarding speed, we emphasize the answer in terms of kilometer per hour or meter per second. Sometimes in options, we may not find kilometer per hour and they would have given its equivalent meter per second. At that time, we would be confused how to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second. To avoid this, we will learn two basic formulae which involves the conversion of speed from one metric of unit to another. For example, if the speed is available in kilometer per hour and if we want to convert it into meter per second, we have to multiply it by 5 by 18. Why we have to multiply it by 5 by 18 is because that we are converting kilometer per hour into meter per second. So, if we want to emphasize kilometer in terms of meter, 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. And 1 hour, if we want to emphasize in terms of seconds, it will be equal to 3600. Therefore, 1 kilometer per hour can be written as 1000 divided by 3600 meter per second. Upon solving, we get 1 kilometer per hour is equal to 5 by 18. So whenever we want to convert a speed which is available in kilometer per hour into meter per second, we can directly multiply that speed by 5 by 18. Vice versa, if we want to convert a speed which is available in meter per second into kilometer per hour, we have to multiply it by 18 by 5. We know that 1 meter is equal to 1 by 1000 kilometer and 1 hour is equal to 1 by 3600 seconds. Therefore, 1 meter per second becomes 1 by 1000 divided by 1 by 3600, which upon rearranging would give 3600 by 1000, which is equal to 18 by 5 kilometer per hour. So if we want to convert 1 meter per second into kilometer per hour, we have to directly multiply it by 18 by 5. Let us understand the basic formula of speed. As we discussed in the definition, speed is defined as the distance traveled by the object per unit time. Therefore, speed is equal to distance traveled divided by time taken. This is the universal formula of speed and it can be expressed either in terms of kilometer per hour or meter per second. In this formula, we can have any two known quantities and find an unknown quantity by simply rearranging it. If we know this basic formula of speed is equal to distance traveled by time taken, we need not memorize the individual formula for distance and speed. So let us solve some basic examples to understand these concepts. Convert 72 kilometer per hour into meter per second. So we know that 1 kilometer per hour can be written as 5 by 18 meter per second. We saw that 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter and 1 hour is equal to 3600 seconds. Therefore, we can write 1 kilometer per hour as 5 by 18 meter per second. Therefore, 72 kilometer per hour can be written as 72 into 5 by 18 meter per second, which can be written as 20 meter per second. Therefore, 72 kilometer per hour is equivalent to 20 meter per second. We know that 1 kilometer per hour is equal to 5 by 18 meter per second. Therefore, 72 kilometer per hour is equal to 72 into 5 by 18, which is equal to 20 meter per second. Convert 25 meter per second into kilometer per hour. We know that 1 meter is equal to 1 by 1000 kilometer and 1 hour is equal to 1 by 3600 seconds. Therefore, 1 meter per second is equal to 1 by 1000 the whole divided by 1 by 3600, which will give 3600 divided by 1000, which is equivalent to 18 by 5 kilometer per hour. Therefore, if 1 meter per second is equal to 18 by 5 kilometer per hour, then 25 meter per second is equal to 25 into 18 by 5, which is equal to 90 kilometer per hour. Therefore, we know that 25 meter per second is equal to 90 kilometer per hour. 1 meter per second is equal to 18 by 5 kilometer per hour. Therefore, 25 meter per second is equal to 90 kilometer per hour. From these two examples, we have to be pretty clear that 1 kilometer per hour is equal to 5 by 18 meter per second and 1 meter per second is equal to 18 by 5 kilometer per hour. We can have an analogy to understand this formula simply. That is, when you are converting from a larger quantity into smaller quantity, then numerator should be small. If you are converting from smaller quantity to larger quantity, then numerator should be large. We are converting kilometer to meter, therefore larger to smaller, hence numerator should be small, therefore 5 by 18. If we are converting meter per second into kilometer per hour, smaller into larger, then numerator should be larger, therefore 18 by 5 meter per second. A person crosses 600-meter long street in 5 minutes. What is his speed in kilometer per hour? It is given that distance is equal to 600 meters. Time taken is equal to 5 minutes. Required is speed, and that speed we need to obtain in kilometer per hour. We know that the entities should be in same quantities before beginning to solve the question. Here, if it is in meter, then time should be available in seconds. Therefore, we know that time is equal to 5 minutes, which is equal to 300 seconds. Now, we know the basic formula of speed, that is distance traveled divided by time taken, which is equal to 600 by 300, 2 meter per second. So, we found out that the speed of the person is 2 meter per second, but we need the answer in kilometers per hour. So, we know that 2 meter per second can be written as 2 into 18 by 5, which is equal to 36 by 5 kilometer per hour. Therefore, a person crossing a 600-meter long street in 5 minutes will have the speed of 36 by 5 kilometer per hour. So we have to ensure that the entities involved in solving the problem must be of same unit metric. That is, if the distance is in meter, then the time should be in second. If the distance is in kilometer, then the time should be in terms of hour. Let us solve one more problem. What distance will be covered by a bus moving at 72 km per hour in 30 seconds? So it is given that speed is equal to 72 km per hour and time is equal to 30 seconds. So here the distance can be obtained either in meter or in kilometer. So we are obtaining distance in terms of meter itself. So we need to convert 72 km per hour to meter per second, which will give me 72 into 5 by 18, which is equal to 20 meter per second. Now we found out speed in meter per second and we already know time in terms of second. From the basic formula of speed, that is speed is equal to distance traveled by time taken, we can interchange the formula and write that distance is equal to speed into time taken, which is equal to 30 into 20, which is equal to 600 meters. So this can also be written in terms of kilometer as 0.6 kilometers. Thus we have seen how to convert speed from one unit metric into another, and we also saw the basic implementation of the formula speed is equal to distance by time taken. Through this video, we had learned the basic definition of the terminologies involved in time, speed, and distance. We also learned how to convert speed from one unit metric to another. We learned how to use basic formulae of time, speed, and distance to solve some of the problems. I insist all the listeners to practice solving more and more problems to increase their confidence. Like, share, and subscribe the channel and convey it to your friends so that they can be benefited. Until we meet in the next video, thank you.